see some of the local beer stores I go to go beer shopping. Now we're at the Vinspecialisten Aalborg, which is, I guess it's actually the second best beer store, second biggest beer store in Aalborg, the biggest being Ølkonsortiet, because they only focus on beer. Now here they also have wines and spirits. And I'm here with Sune, the owner, or co-owner, who's just going to tell a little bit about the history of the store here.
Yeah, and the history goes back about 15 years when we started this shop. And I have been one of the owners for about 12 years, I think it is. Of course we've been focused on wine, we still do, but we have a lot of beers, and one of my biggest passion in this shop is the beers, so that's why we got all the beers.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know you're also some kind of director for Aalborg, the Aalborg department of the Danish beer enthusiasts.
Yeah, the Danish beer enthusiasts. Yeah. I've been in the what do you call that in English? Bestyrelsen.
The board.
Yeah. And of course we do a lot of arrangements for the people here in Aalborg and the area around Aalborg. So.
I know you also had a couple of beer tastings here.
Yeah, we have many beer tastes a year. I think we have about 20 beer tastes a year. 12 of them is together with the beer enthusiasts.
Yeah, okay. How big is your selection? How many beers do you usually carry?
I don't know. Around 250 or something like that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But depends on the season.
Of course. In Christmas time we have about 300 beer, I think, and 100 of them will be Christmas beers. And this time, the summer, we have about 150.
Yeah.
Our selections.
Yeah, okay. Because I usually remember there's abundance of beer here in Christmas time and also around Easter because of all this.
Yeah, of course. Of course, we have some Christmas beer down here, but they must be Antichrist beers. So
okay.
Don't count them as
real
beers.
Christmas beers. Yeah, that's evil twin. So when you started out about 20 years ago, I guess the primary selection of beers was quite different.
Yeah, I think it was 2 times like this, 10 beer in our selection.
Yeah.
You know, Budweiser, and you have the Czechies, Budvar, or what else there was, Newcastle Brown Ale. I still love them, but there's so many other beers today. So.
Yeah, it's evolved quite a lot, as you see on the shelves today. We got everything from stuff from England, some Belgian over here, American stuff. Also a lot of Danish craft beer.
Yeah. And actually, Samuel Smith is one of my favorites. Pointed out here.
Yeah.
The same style as they had.
From the beginning.
Yeah, from the beginning, and they still have all the styles. They have the lager, and they have the
oatmeal style.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So that's pretty nice. But it's so you have had them for a while. Carried their beers?
I think about 20 years. I think one of the first beers I had special beers.
Okay, that's a long time carrying that brand.
Yeah.
But there are still some of the best traditional English beers out there.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah. There's a lot of new guys coming up, like Brewdog and some of the new like Thornbridge and Darkstar. I don't know if you know them.
Oh yeah.
Over in England, they're like kind of more what should you say, experimental, like some of the Danish brewers like Mikella, but it's also still nice that they also still have some traditional breweries that brew such great beers. But it's cool how the selection has evolved.
Yeah. And I love Brewdog. It's very nice. It's more my style than Samuel Smith is maybe.
Well, your palate evolves a lot.
Yeah, sure. It evolves a lot. Yeah.
But guys, I want to say thanks to Sune for having a little quick chat here about Vinspecialisten up here in Aalborg. If you're ever in the Aalborg area, even if you're Danish or you are American or you're on vacation here, check it out. It's a pretty good beer store. Cheers.
Cheers.
Go, Peter. Okay guys, we're at another of the places I usually buy my beer, not that often. It's called Selling. It's more of a supermarket slash specialty store, a retail store. They also sell clothes and stuff. It's kind of like, I wouldn't call it a mall. Yeah, let's say a specialty store. Now this is the Danish section. We've got some Jacobsen. Of course Søgaards Bryghus because they're from Aalborg. Yeah, your average Carlsberg and stuff. And then over here, this over here is England. You see the Samuel Smith. some Italian craft beer, but to be honest, I've had the beer Bionda. I don't know which one that is, but that kind of sucks. And we got some Fullers, some Scottish stuff, Baltica, that's Belhaven, Old Tom down there. Meantime, then over here we got more of the Belgian stuff. Some Mikkeller too. As you see here, there's the Mikkeller Black with a cap, not a cork. That's how they started. And the same with the Black Hole and Black. They use caps for those now. Then some Faroese beer, some of the canned semi-craft. American stuff, they only got a couple of craft beer from America other than Sierra Nevada Pale Ale. They also got Brooklyn Monster Ale from 2005, right? Yeah. No, this is a 2009. They usually carry the 2005, but then it's Coors and shit like that. And then we got, yeah, again, the Belgian beers, with the exception of some Meantime. And over there is just ciders. So we don't care about that. But not the place I come the most, but sometimes. They're slightly cheaper than some of the other places, but yeah guys, we'll see you. Cheers. Hello beer tubers, we're at Ølkonsortiet, my local beer store. It was, back in 2010, the second best beer store in Europe. Now it's the third best. Or it was 2009, sorry, but now it's the third best because it's been surpassed by Distreeze's small brewery store. But yeah, they're kind of like barley wine and fish and beer and those stores. They've got a pretty rotating selection of beers. So you're going to be surprised by how small it is, but they do have some awesome beer. So let's go inside and... So guys, this shelf here is the stouts, porters, bigger beers like that. There's some imperial or barrel-aged imperial stouts down there. Over here, it's the more hoppy beers, some English beers on top, and some IPAs and beers like that. And down here, that's like vintage or aged ales. They've got some different Fuller's vintage ales. Some Thomas Hardy, Hair of the Dog. Yeah, and over here there's a lot of American stuff too. And then this shelf here is featuring the newer stuff that they just got in the store. As you can see, they've got port brewing and some new port brewing. Still Waters beers, and yeah, that's the like discount stuff that's on sale. And over here it's the Belgian beers. Or Belgian styles, because you can also see there's some AleSmith, some Mikkeller too. Down on the bottom we got the sour ales slash lambics. And the last shelves here are lagers, I believe, and low ABV beers, because we got, and some ciders too. Yeah, this is pretty much your box smoked beers, some wheat beers here, by the way. Yeah, that's that section. And over here's that fridge where they have a couple of different fridge beers. And yeah, that's about it. So now we're gonna have a little chat with Sven, the owner, and yeah, see you guys in a minute. Hello guys, I'm here with Sven, the owner of Ølkonsortiet here in Aalborg, and he's just gonna tell us a bit about the history of Ølkonsortiet.
Well, back in 2004, we were at a beer festival, and my brother and I tasted a lot of beers, and later in the evening we had been drinking, and we've been drinking quite a lot of beers. And we've been talking to the different brewers that were there and the guys who imported the beers, but it was impossible to get the beers here in Denmark, in the northern part of Jutland. And that was pretty sad. And in the end of the evening, my brother looked at me, why don't we just start a beer store in Aalborg? Well, yeah, well, could be fun. And a week later, I talked to a friend of me. Yeah, let's do it. And my girlfriend said, well, if you're gonna start that shop, I want to be a part of it. And we were 4 persons ready to drive a beer store.
Yeah.
And a half year later, Ølkonsortiet was there.
Yeah, oh, awesome.
Yeah, yeah. At that point, or that time, 150 beers. Whoa, that was a lot of beers. the supermarkets in Denmark didn't have so many beers. 20 different foreign beers. That was a lot of beers at that time. Now we got in here around 250, 350 beers from time to time.
Yeah.
So that's quite a lot.
Yeah.
Most of the beers we got in here, you can get it in supermarkets or other places. Maybe 5 or 6, 10.
Yeah, but most of them is like strictly you gotta find a specialist store like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's our point. This is a beer cave. You have to find the place and you find a real good beers in here.
Yeah, this is one of the places I get. This is the place I get a lot of like the rare stuff I review on my channel. I know a lot of you guys have been wondering how the hell I get Dark Horse, a little bit tiny brewery in Michigan, and Three Floyds, and all those mostly American brewers, and also some of the rare stuff from Des Moines. But that's because they're consulted.
Yeah,
they got a pretty big selection of beers, but. Yeah, what kind of beers did you start to import? Was it from the brewery, like American breweries or something like that, or was it more of the breweries, the Danish upcoming microbreweries or whatever?
Well, in the beginning, we were just looking around, looking for what could be fun, what could be interesting. A lot of ales from Scotland was very fun. Different kind of wheats, double box, house ale from Trequer was one of the one we really wanted, and microbrews, yeah, Workhouse who don't exist longer. A lot of small breweries.
Yeah.
We found very fun.
Yeah.
Maybe there was a market for it, but we soon learned that there was a lot of beer that we liked, but a lot of the citizens here in Aalborg wasn't interested in that kind of beer.
Yeah.
They either was too bitter, too dark, or too sour.
Yeah.
But today we can sell those beer that we found interesting for 6 years ago.
Yeah.
But today, well, the one we find very interesting, that's too nerdy. For the regular people from Aalborg to buy. That's correct. This is like when you go buy the more extreme beers and such. Here's usually the regulars who come here who buy stuff like that. So the special thing about this store is that it's an interest-based store. I mean, that means that you work here without getting paid. Can you tell us a little bit? Yeah, well, we tried 1 year that I was working here full time. Not that many people can live for around 30,000 Danish kroners.
Yeah.
So I had to quit working here for full time, had a normal job again, and just have this as a hobby. Some plays soccer, other plays golf. Well, I have beer store with my friends.
Yes, that's really cool. That's kind of, it's actually a hobby. That's why this place exists.
Yeah.
So that's the cool thing. And being in Aalborg is a different thing if you're in Copenhagen, because Copenhagen has got a lot more people than Aalborg. So they've got a broader range of people and more people who might be interested in craft beer compared to Aalborg. So up here it kind of has to be a hobby-driven place if you want it to keep it running.
Yeah, and we know our people in here. The guy who comes and buys their beers, we know them. A lot of them by name. Yeah.
Yeah, that's correct. That's what happens when it's an interest-based store like that. And I think that's really cool.
Well, it has to be fun to work here. You have to be interested in drinking beers, reading about beers. It don't have to be a hard-working job where 1 hour before you come home, I don't want. No, it has to be, oh, I got to work.
Yes! Yeah, and I gotta talk about beer and look at beer all day.
And the boss ain't gonna be angry if you're gonna drink a beer or two at work.
Yeah, that's awesome. But yeah, Sven, thanks very much for this quick little chat about beer consortium. So guys, this was the beer stores of Aalborg. I know it's a pretty good selection I get from here, so I'm really thankful for having stores like Ølkonsortiet, Vinspecialisten. So guys, yeah, we're gonna see you in another beer review. Cheers.